Joey Barton is no longer playing football these days. Instead, it's a new game. And this one is called How Low Can You Go? Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. And Joey Barton, every time he tweets, it's almost like he's getting worse. The more tweets he makes, the more insulting, the more controversial he is being. So over the weekend there and Monday, Tuesday, pretty much all week really, Joey Barton has been given, let's call it, his assessment of women's football. And it's fair to say it's not very good. Look, I agree with Joey Barton in some aspects of women's football. It's not good. We need to stop pretending it's as good as the men. They certainly do not deserve the same amount of money as the men, and you can't force people to care about women's football if they don't want to, okay? You can't shove it down our throats and expect us to care about women's football the exact same way we care about the men's, because it's just not as good. It's not got the tradition. It's not as important. It's not valued. It's not prestigious, so there's not money in it. There's so many reasons why we would not care about women's football. However, I mean, they have got every right, I guess, to play women's football. It doesn't mean we have to like it, but they can play it. So maybe Joey Barton can hold off a little bit. But yeah, he was bashing a 17-year-old goalkeeper, although the goalkeeping was shocking. So I think it deserved to be bashed. He got called out for bullying her, apparently, which I just don't really understand, because if he said that about a 17-year-old male player, I don't think there would have been any sort of outcries from people. So we have all that. He then called it lesbo ball. Not Ange Ball, lesbo ball. We've seen Ange Ball in football. Ange Ball was pretty entertaining. And now Joey Barton has coined women's football as lesbo ball, which of course led Rangers to come out and make a statement about him being misogynistic and homophobic and all that good stuff. So, Rangers entitled to do that. I thought it was a bit funny, the lesbo line. I mean, it's a joke. I think if a comedian says lesbo ball, then it's absolutely fine. But we live in a world where people fucking cry over words. You get censored for saying anything. And there definitely is a double standard. There's certain types of people that can say things, and then other people that can't. There's a certain race that can be criticised a lot, and then there's other ones that can't. Women tend to be able to criticise men a lot. I mean, you've got The Few. I don't know if any of you have seen that show. It's like an American show. I guess it's like the British version of Loose Women, and literally all they do all day on that is bash men. I mean, no, literally that's all they do. Whereas if you had a show with 5 men, not that 5 men would waste their time, because we've got better things to do than sit there and, talk shite about women. But if that was the case, I mean, that show, it wouldn't get taken off the air because it would never be aired in the first place. But yeah, look, there's definitely things you can say and things you can't say. Did I think lesbo ball was too far? I personally thought it was a joke, but Joey Barton probably took it too far this time, as he insults an amputee athlete even. So we are on this indie100.com, this website. It's got a lot of rainbow colours, probably too many for my liking, but shout out to indie100.com for getting the screen grabs here, because honestly I just don't have time to go through Joey Barton's Twitter account. Don't know if I care enough about Joey Barton to scroll through his Twitter account. I've already done it this week, I'm not doing it again. But yeah, they actually grabbed the screenshots here. So, David Williamson replied to Joey Barton saying, Joey Barton wants to protect women's spaces, but is happy to organise a pile-on of a 17-year-old. Mind you, he stubbed out a cigar in a youth player's eye, so maybe it's just kids he likes bullying. Joey Barton replied, behave yourself, Ironside, with a thumbs up. Now, for those of you that do not know, Ironside was like some sort of detective TV series in America in the 60s, I believe. And the main character was this detective who obviously was investigating, but the only difference is he didn't have the use of his legs. He was in a wheelchair. I believe he was shot or something like that. He was paralysed, and he didn't have any movement from the waist below. So Joey Barton, I guess, is calling him Ironside to take a dig at the fact that David Williamson's got no legs, and maybe he thinks that he's been a detective here by trying to investigate Joey Barton's tweets. So I get why he's saying it. I get it. A lot of people probably don't get it, the Ironside thing, but there you go. That is why he is mocking this amputee. I don't agree with what Joey Barton's saying here, but at the same time, First of all, let's look at David Williamson's tweet, okay? He says Joey Barton wants to protect women's spaces, but is happy to organise a pile-on of a 17-year-old. Alright, that's bullshit. There's a difference between Joey Barton wanting women to feel safe in places like bathrooms and stuff from fucking predators than him, criticising a goalkeeper playing football. There's a massive difference there, so let's not try and pretend that's the same thing, because it is clearly not, okay? If Joey Barton doesn't want grown men who are pretending to be women going in to women's spaces and being predators, then that's a good thing, alright? Joey Barton's entitled to have those views. He should have those views. Every man and woman should have those views. So that Joey Barton, when he says things like that, he's entitled to say that. When he criticises this 17-year-old for not being good at goalkeeping, then that's all there is to it. He's not asking everyone to bully this 17-year-old goalkeeper. He's not wanting them to jump on or pile on or whatever this David Williamson guy suggested. There's a massive difference there, okay? We are just because we criticise someone who plays football, that doesn't mean that you can't want females to feel safe in public, okay? So that's a fucking bullshit reach here from David Williamson. And then at the end he says, mind you, he stubbed out a cigar in a youth player's eye, so maybe it's just kids he likes bullying. And look, David Williamson's entitled to say this. I think that happened. David Williamson is entitled to say it. It's not like he's lying. As far as I'm aware, that legitimately happened. That's true. Joey Barton did do that. So I think David Williamson's entitled to say that. If he wants to say it, then fine. You can't disagree with him. You can't say he's lying because it actually happened. However, if you're going to say that to Joey Barton, aren't you at least expecting him to come back with a reply that's either like insulting or aggressive or something? I think it would be a little bit naive to tweet this to Joey Barton and then expect him not to reply or not to get angry or not to try and be hurtful, because if you're bringing up one of his, let's say, worst moments in his career, then I think the guy's, I don't think he's the kind of guy that has moved on for that and has asked for forgiveness or whatnot. He is a scumbag, so obviously he's going to come back with a scumbag reply, and he kind of has done that with the whole behave yourself Ironside. So, not defending Joey Barton here, but, I think this David Williamson guy probably, if you're going in with that kind of, verbiage, then it's probably expected that someone's going to reply in that tone. Then people basically went on to just say, Jesus Christ, Joey Barton is obviously mocking the amputees now. David Williamson did reply to this saying, Jesus Christ, is that the best that Joey Barton can do? I've had both my legs amputated and all you can come up with is a reference to a TV show from the 60s. Shit footballer, shit opinions, shit jokes. And that's pretty much it. So there's lots of tweets bashing Joey Barton here. Now, he hasn't really been called out in this one yet, so I guess this kind of shows you where the priorities are in football. As soon as he was talking about women and lesbo ball, as soon as he said anything that was derogatory to the LGBT community, then all of a sudden Rangers are making statements and there's a big uproar. But we're yet to see a statement being made on this, so who knows? Anyway, this is probably the last video we're going to make on Joey Barton. The guy's a bit of an arsehole. Don't really want to talk about him anymore. But I thought it was kind of funny that... Not funny, I don't think it's funny that the guy's got legs amputated. But I just think it's kind of funny that Joey Barton, that's the best he's got. I'm kind of laughing at him. It's like, Jesus Christ, why can't you try and reply to the guy and, I don't know, with a constructive point or something, Instead, you're just comparing him to some guy from about 50 years ago that was in a wheelchair. It's a bit shite, isn't it, really? It's shite banter. But it's kind of funny how shite the banter is, if you know what I mean. So, strange one there. Anyway, guys, that's it. I'll catch you in the next one. Let us know what you think of this Ironside joke. Was it good or was it pish? I think it was a wee bit pish, to be honest, but that's just me. Let me know what you guys think down below. Catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.